Right. So we will start with the index. Okay. So there are things that you have to do in the index. One of them is that you have to change. You have to change the name here. Okay. So there is several. So as example, let's say I'm Suman. So I don't see my name here. So I could just add my name as example, replace one of them uh, to Suman as example, like that. So you have to add your name in the Connect Manager and Connect in account. What's here? Okay, so there is Connect Manager and Connect in account, and so make sure that you add your name in it. Other things that we will explain based on the section. So first, let's take a look at this is how it looks like the customer campaign report. This is where you typically updated the whole things on your everyday working in WordPress. As you can see, this is prospect ID. So this is like usual number. And then record, you typically cannot edit anything over here, which is, so you just have to ignore it. The R1, it is record. So in WordPress, it used to have two types of report. One is Google Studio report. However, the Google Studio report is typically not used anymore, most of cases, because the client doesn't care those. So they only care about the spreadsheet. Maybe they are not so familiar as well sometimes. So that's why it's still here in case that we want to use for Google Studio. But however, you can skip it if you can't edit it. Okay, so then add date. Add date is when you add that specific prospect into your pipeline. So the into the ones that you are going to engage as example. So that's a date for. So let's say I'm adding someone today. So you just have to add the date. Um, the suggested, let's say, um, form, I would say this is the best one, like as example, 7 Feb 2026, something like that. So if you found it like this, you can just as example, like just mm, like this. Why? So that it will not be confusing whether like you're using month, day, month. Sometimes it's kind of confusing for the one for the we are when we see it, when we see the report. So that's why I would say this is the best option because you see clearly, okay, 7 February. So that's it. And then next one is source. So there is four sources here, right? As you can see, we can take a look at the index as well. There is four sources. So what are those? If you find them after taking a look at LinkedIn, which is you can put it as LinkedIn campaign. However, if you, as example, you get about that specific person after like you talk with the representative and you find them after you are basically engaged with representative. So um you can put the source the representative as the source. And then, sorry, let's say you also got the specific prospect after you know it, maybe from our previous project or one of the acquaintance of your colleague. So example, I'm Vero, let's say I'm talking to Nashid, and then turns out Nashid said like, oh, you know what, I know this specific person. Or let's say Arif said, I know this specific person, you can try to reach out to him. So that means that WordPronet staff, because they are part of our team, as example. And then active search online, of course, if you are like Googling it, let's say you are trying using AI first and then you found those companies, of course, you can put an active search online. So this is about the source. And then next one is about country. In WordPronet, mm, any report that you will make, either that something that relevant to client or anything at all related to country, you have to use two alphabet countries. So as example, um, let's say Singapore, right? Let's take a look at Singapore. Two-letter country code. So this is how you find it. So it's SG. So this always use two-letter code. Okay, not three, two. If you want to be technical, of course, we are using ISO 300-166-1 alpha 2. That's what we use. And so this one, I would like to do a test. Let's say Nepal. What would it be, Suman? You can search and then let me know.
TNP.
NP? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I forgot the Apple two-letter country code. Correct, NP. What about South Africa, Satvik? If you are trying to speak, you are
ZA.
what?
ZA.
Correct. Yes. SA. What country would that be, Vero?
ZA.
No. ZA is South Africa, right? As Satvik mentioned. What if SA? Which country would that be?
Oh, Saudi Arabia.
Sorry?
Saudi Arabia.
Correct. Yes, Saudi Arabia. Okay. Is Arif here already?
Yes, I clicked the link on the group, but it's not working somehow. I just got linked. I just
Okay, all right. So you're here. So what about let's say country Mozambique? What is Mozambique, you think?
actually I wasn't following for beginning, and I didn't know what's the context. I mean,
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
I don't understand it.
So I mentioned that in WordPronet, in country things, we use two-letter country code. So we two-letter country code. So my question was, what is for Mozambique?
Mozambique, maybe MB or MC, MZ.
You can search first, then let me know.
Okay. Country code for Mozambique. Yeah.
You got it?
Not yet. And Z? Yes.
Yes, correct. All right. What about Brunei Darussalam, Nashid?
Okay, give me a moment.
Mm-hmm. You got it?
Is it BN?
Let's see.
I think it's BN.
Bien, correct. Right. So as you can see, in some of the cases, it's not typically the first letter or with the second letter as well. So as example, although of course there are some, as example like Russia, it's RU, and then what else? India, IN. So it's sometimes it's the first, but it's not
Always.
like like you can't treat it like us for all. And so that's about the country code. And then company name, of course, the company name of the person, the contact name. Although in company name, one thing that I would like to give emphasize is that it would be best if you could put the website link to it, because as example, let's say the name of the company is uh chicken company. So which chicken company is this? So as example, you have to put even Nestle, right? There are Nestle France, Nestle Sri Lanka, Nestle. So you have to put the website link to it. How you can put it? Of course, you can take a look, like put this, or you can just right click and then you put the link, insert link in it. So that's how you do it. And then the contact name of the person, and then job title of the person. What's important here is that some of the people, of course, you can see that sometimes they have, let's say, mm, several title from several company. So the one that you have to put in your report is the one that relevant to your global division or to your project. As example, let's say the person is CEO of construction company, and then CEO of oil and gas company services, and now you are working in insulator for the heat, let's say for the construction, which is like you, what you pick is the title and the contact company name and the of the person in that construction industry. Sometimes it's confusing for the team as well. Why this is important? I'm sharing this because sometimes if you don't put the relevant one, we will like think twice again once you see it. Why you put it there? Turns out, like let's say the person is actually have several title or several responsibility under him or her. So that's why it's really important to be precise and relevancy in this matter. And then contact type, as you can see, there are five of it. So I'll go back to the index. There are five, the sort, the contact type, right? There is business organization, there is business development, there is direct, WordPonet representative, and other. Although we don't typically use other, I personally don't use other. However, what is business organization? Business organization is like chamber of commerce. Okay, in this way, you understand that, okay, so even though like you are reaching out to them, you have to know that they will not be the one who's going to buy it. They can link you up. That's the only thing that they can do. The same with BizDev. In most of the cases that they will not be able to buy it, but let's say they very similar to WordPonet representative. The difference is just for BizDev is typically they only work with us with that specific time. So if the person will not be able to buy it by themselves, by their company, so you have to put this as the sortment, as the type of the contact is the biz dev. So we know that, okay, so they are not the direct buyer, but they can link us up. Biz dev is a the different again, business organization and biz dev is business organization is a community, for a biz dev is an individual. So that's the difference. The third thing is direct. Direct means that direct to the company, the one that can be, as example, let's say the distributor, the supplier. So it's direct to the target. That's what it means. And then WordPonet rep, of course, WordPonet representative, and then other. As I mentioned, it's not typically be used, but yeah, in case you think of any other, because I think even these four are enough for the sorting, the contact type. And then, of course, the LinkedIn profile of the person and the status. This is very important, the status and the notes. Okay. So how does the status looks? Status is this one. So there is first message, second message, email, price offer, WhatsApp message, blah blah. So I will put it one by one, explain it. First with first message. First message is that you have to you have to, let's say, build the relationship, right? As I mentioned, like in these few days, that you need to build the relationship with the prospect even before targeting them. So in this phase, you are putting it as first message. Okay. And then where you are building rapport with them, asking about their business rather than like first going direct. And then second message is when you start discussing or talking about the business opportunity that we are pushing. And this is the second message. And then afterwards, typically, some of the people, of course, like some of the people are directly to the meeting, but some of them also wants more information to email. So in this case, if that's what happened, then you go to the email, of course. Then afterwards, sometime also there are people, or for easiness of discussion, let's say you want to get their WhatsApp number and then you start messaging them from WhatsApp. That's also that you have to change your status to WhatsApp message. And then some cases that, let's say, they are not answering, then you try to follow up, then you have to move or switch the status to the follow-up. And of course, even before all of this, you if you just started like LinkedIn requests, and then you have to put it here, the LinkedIn requests. And of course, after again come back to after like you done the due diligence about them, they are interested, and then next typically, of course, either meeting, online, offline. So if you have a call with them personally, you are putting as this one, but if you have online or offline meeting, you put these categories. Okay, then afterwards, typically there will be always like discussion, negotiation about the price, about the incoterm, about the let's say payment terms, whatever that is, that's the discourse. So discourse is like a little bit conflict, but also discussion to push to the next step. Once everything is like, or discuss or everything, even before that, this discussion, they typically also ask for price offer. So you give them the price, right? So then afterwards, after you've done all the thing, you try to call them, you try to message them, you try email them, you try to get to representative, you try to find other stakeholder, but all are not achieved to get the response, to get yes or no, which means like you can put it as no reply. However, typically, once you put no reply, there will be a lot of question first to justify that that's correct. Like there is no reply because we have tried all the thing. Just have to be noted that either I or Richmond will ask you more if you put this no reply. And then last thing is close. Also the same with no reply. The difference is that close, you close it because they answer, then they become, let's say, irrelevant. So as example, let's say you message a lady and sharing about this NEPAP stuff, and then turns out the lady said, "Oh, I'm no longer working in this company." You see, that's become irrelevant. The person is become irrelevant, and then you have. But typically, the good thing about close is that they always typically will be happy to refer you to the next person that's relevant to your project or the global division. So this is why that's different between no reply and close. So this is about the status. Um, that's then the notes. Okay, the notes is we have a standardized form, like how you wrote the note. Typically, it's like this. Again, as I mentioned, let's say second Feb. Let's say asking the mutuals in Alice and Anastasia's account, as example. So notes is like tracking of what you have done. So note is like what is the last thing that you do. So then let's say, okay, after 2nd February, I'm doing again, let's say I found someone that's relevant. And then let's say 4th February, the mutual name Martin said he knows her and open to intro us to her. So notes typically will be entitled or like will be filled with the things that you have done. At the end of the day, we can track, okay, so you have done from LinkedIn message, and then after LinkedIn message you have done A, B, C, D. So notes is very important so that you have to be able to spit out, as example, what are the things that you have done into the notes. Okay, this is the importance of the note, and then like as like last like that, of course, like you can just click the last time you are discussing with that specific person, and then next one is
I have a question about the messages. If it's okay, can I ask something now, or should I wait for
yeah, sure, go ahead. What is it?
about the messages that you mentioned in the previous slide? The second message, is it like a follow up, or the conversation has started and then we have gone on to second message?
Okay, I will back to that. Okay, so
Yeah, the
first
second.
message. Yeah, listen. If you listen to the first, you will get to understand what is the second. Okay. So the first message is when you building rapport with the person, understanding about their business, asking question to them, starting the things. As I mentioned before, we are not just, hey, I have the goods, you want it? That's not how we work. Okay. So the second message is when you are start discussing about the project, start discussing about the global division. Whenever that is, doesn't mean that, as example, now I ask one question and then so the time that I send the second question is become the second message. No, second message is when you start talking about the our project. Is that clear here?
Yes, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So any other question? Okay, then I'll move. The first engage last act that, as I mentioned, you have to put the date here, and then all you have to do here is actually you just have to click. So if you have done the first message, you have to click it, and if you have the second message, you have to click the send message. Let's say if you if you have done email them, you have to click the email. So these things are sounds easy just to tick, but most of the business development, moreover, if they're new, they just like straight forgetting it for whatever the reason. So it's very important to, because this is our tracking wise. This is how we track things. Okay, so they are responding. So you have to take the respond part. If they are interested in the business, then you have to take the interested part. And then if you met them, you have to take the meeting. So there are two types of meeting here, right? If you take a look at it, pre-meeting and meeting. What is the difference? Pre-meeting is when you see that company is, you are not sure whether like they really relevant, do they have capacity to really distribute, and which means that they are probably like you need to meet them without the client first, which means that called pre-meeting. But if it is the meeting, when you are like already sure that they can, you understand about the company, you have their profile, you know that they are very relevant to what we are trying to do, the partnership with the manufacturer, then you directly meeting them with the client, then you click this meeting. So that's the difference between pre-meeting and meeting. Pre-meeting is where you do your due diligence, let's say, about the company. Okay, so that's part. And then of course, this is the same clicking tick when you send a price offer. This is the last one. Once they are agreed to do the distribution, they agree to discuss with each other. Sorry, they collaborate to each other, and then they send the contract. And of course, you can take it. So then you did join. This is the date when they first joined the meeting. Okay, this is the first time they joined the meeting. Why does that matters? Because in this way, if you put the first time they joined the meeting, you will know how long actually the time until the last act date here, right? So as example, let's say I'm working on a prospect that we met them, I don't know, December as example. So I put here sorry, I put here 31 December 2020, sorry, 2025 as example. Then I put it like this, and then it's shown in the report as example now 7, the last act date. So I know, okay, so I have been trying to work things out with this client for the past 2 months. And that will give you more like better idea. How do you like, how long does actually a deal is formed, especially specifically on that project. So you have better like a pipeline. So as example, let's say if you start like they start agreeing about the pricing now, probably they will start sampling next month, and then they will start the first procurement, let's say next month or 3 months afterward. So you have better understanding about how your sales cycle should be. So this is about date join meeting. And then email address and contact number is the email address contact number of the prospect. You can find them either like if you are already first connection of someone, you can just click the contact info, and then as I think Satvik last time mentioned, you will see the phone, email, even sometimes like the location of that person. So you can use that. If you are not the first connection, then you have to find using the other tools like Signal Hire, Get Prospect, Rocket Reach, Hunter.io, which is like we will discuss more further on Monday. So that's the contact number, and then this is connect account. So connect accept, sorry. So you have to take a look here. That's why you see there is connect manager and connect in account. So example, I'm Victor, then connect manager is Victor. And then connect in which account. So as example, let's say I know that for the specific prospect, I connected them in Sharon account. So then, which means it's become like this. Connect manager is Victor because I'm Victor. I'm working on it. So it's you, the one who's working on it, the connect manager. Connect in account is in which account? Because not all the prospect is connected at your own account. It could be a Sharon account, Alice account, which later on we will give you also training how to get into the system using like the party that we have. And then so if they already accepted like to connect, then you have to click this one. So that's how we work on every like global division. Any question until here? One, two, three, four. Okay.
May
No
I-
question. Yes.
Uh,
Who's that?
the account, is it possible or is it not professional if we're using someone else's account, but as we build a relationship with our client or future client, it gets slipped like, yeah, this is not actually me. Do you want to
No,
use?
that's not how we are. Sorry, I'm cutting you, sorry. So this is how you work out, okay? So as example, let's say we start with let's say this guy. This guy started from Eddie, right? And then well actually the one that working here is not Ellie has million thing every day on him. He will not be able to manage this. So it's we the one who's manage it. So in this case, as an example, like this guy, it was managed by Chao Kun. And then so typically how we do it, so as example, let's say this guy wants to meet, right? And then you they will say like Okay, so there is my team Chao Kun that will talk to you at that meeting. So, or as example, please allow me to create a group with one of my team, Pharaoh, for you to discuss this potential business. So the building part, yes, you can start from Ellie, Sharon, Anastasia, whichever. But then after at that some stage, like you feel that already like stable connection, you can drag him or put it yourself into creating a group with them. So if you don't know how to create a group with them, you can just click this one, click over here. So as example, I'm creating a group with I will just as example because I will add the team. This one of our team and then Indah. Yeah, let's say Indah is the prospect. Okay, then Soraya, and then you can even here. Sorry. Yeah. Then you see there is a group name. Let's say you want to say that test group for training. So as example, let's say, hi, as I mentioned previously, Mark, please meet my team and that handling this a project. Um, um, she is she she's one of our business developer, and I'm here. Um, she's the one who knows the technicality of the project. If you have any question, please feel free to share it here. So then you send it. So then like in this way that anytime they put a message, like you will know, like I mean because you can see directly, right? Like it's in the group and everybody's there, everyone updated at the same time, and you don't have to go to the system like to be able to answer to that specific person. So the way that we can use any account first as like building base of that connection, and then afterward you drop it to yourself to move it forward. I hope I'm clear in this, Pero.
It's very clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. All right, great. Any other question? If there is no, that's the most important a part of this. I will just go a little briefly. So when we start a project, okay, when we start a project, typically we start with 100 list of the company I mentioned already, right? Which we typically take 20 each month. So we prepare the 100 company name is in this list, companies list. Okay, so that's how it is. As you can see, this is company ID, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, the country is the same. Two country code, the company name, the website of it, what LinkedIn page do they have, which decision maker we can pursue, and you can put it here. If not, typically we at least we have a website and the LinkedIn page. And then for the email, you can also put like the company email or the phone number that you found. That's part of the company's list. And then for this one, this is typically used by the marketing team, so you don't have to really worry about it. So the main thing that you are facing every day is this part, customer campaign report. And sometime I will show you some of the report. As example, like this report, right? For Mayo. So this is one of the things that we have worked, I think, around 1 year, and there is already 4 deals from this project alone. And as example, like as you can see, there is many there. I'm trying to always say like we have to be better than before, right? As example like this one, this is really not good because we have different font in almost everything. I don't understand why it's really hard, but again, not all the thing can be done by me. It's really up to the business development, right? So the part of it is that try your best to make all the font are as tidy as possible, because imagine that, the client that have to see this, and put yourself as the client. Wouldn't you want like to get the best? So do the same for other people, like do the same for your own client. So, and because that's the easiest way, I would say, I would like to put it. Sometimes it's really easy to overlook it, but really it's sometimes it has to be reminded that we have to do our best for each of our clients. So as you can see that each of here, you see like the name is no longer like this one, right? Customer campaign report. The name might be like Cambodia, Ivory Coast, because we have so many companies, and it's just almost impossible if we only see it in one sheet. So we prefer it to like put it in the same sheet, which one country or something like that. So there will be the case like this. Um, that's what I would like to share about this session. Now the exercise would be, I will make a copy of this. Make a copy. The exercise would be for you to create the list of you already done the company profile research, right? And then you found those 10 distributors, if you remember, and then you already found the stakeholder. Now I want each of you, first of course you have to make a copy for yourself, and then you create your own customer campaign report based on those stakeholders. So as example, like because each of the company maximum 3 stakeholder, which means that it should be at the very least there will be 30 people here in your own like let me just share anyone with the link. This one, copy link. Mm, All right. Right. So I share with you the copy of it, and you can make the copy for yourself and then create the practice it. Like you put the date, like today, and then the company name, contact name, the job title, and just keep it. Okay. So this task will be bring until the end of the end test. So keep it, and we will talk. We will have our own, like, let's say, training on Monday as well, which you will also use the same report. So create first the populate all the lists first with the distributor that you have found. Again, not about the project, okay? The distributors that you have found. There are 10 of them, right? Remember last time, 2 countries, 10 distributors. So I want to see those 10 distributor, the stakeholders that you have found. You have to populate in this list. This is the practice for this session. Any question?
You want to ask a question? Yesterday, like 2 days ago, in previous training, I found out that one of the company is not actually the one that's handling distributor. Can I change the company to the actually the one?
Yes, that's fine. Yes. So if you want to change the distributor, it's fine. You can go ahead. There is no problem. But at the end of the day, there will be 30 row that has been filled in this report. So that's the section for today. That is all the session for today, and you can do it in your own time, and there is no other session. Like, we come back to the session for today. That's it. This is it, and we will see you again on Monday. Yes, Arif, go ahead.
Today's session was is supposed to be about supporting tools and personal branding. Is it?
No, so we changed that.
Oh, okay.
We changed that to this report.
Oh,
Because Ronan wants to join us in the supporting tools, and
okay.
Saturday is not,
Different.
yeah, Saturday is not comfortable time. Like, it's Shabbat. So
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yes, that's
Yeah.
why. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the question. Any other question? Nashid, Suman, Satwik, we good? All right, great. Thank you very much, guys, for your time. Thank you for joining this session. Have a good weekend. Bye bye. Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.
See you.